Hello,
Good morning.
Kveldt, or perhaps Natt.
Jeg snakker litt norsk. But it's Richard.
And Michael.
Once again for the company Dataforce.
Richard,
Yeah?
I think it's a bit dark here inside, right?
Well, perhaps we should illuminate the viewers with some Norwegian data. So this month we decided on Norway. And while you may think that we're in the hold of the Millennium Falcon, or perhaps at NASA, we're not. We're actually here in the server room at Dataforce, surrounded by the towers, which hold all the wonderful data that we collect.
Yeah, that's right. And while you may still be wondering, why are we here? We figured to get into the swing of delivering the North insights, we better chill ourselves out a little and pretend like we are in Tromsø, which happens to be around 0 degrees at the moment.
So our Norway insights are going to cover January to September with our usual blend of exclusive tip just for the viewers.
And my fans, I know Richard, not the ones you hear behind us. Actually, Norway had a record year in 2017. And as we're seeing so far, 2018 is not too far behind. Though it currently stands at minus 4.2% growth year to date September. Private registrations fell by minus 8.3%. True fleets are only short by less than 400 units, and short-term rentals are extraordinarily stable with only 9 units less.
Wondering about the dealership registrations? Well, in Norway, these don't actually exist. Why? Well, with the hefty Norwegian taxation levied against any newly registered car, these make the dealership registrations a non-profitable avenue, and therefore they do not form part of the Norwegian car market. So let's step back to true fleets and look at just who performs best for the Norwegian market. Well, perhaps no surprise is to see its neighbour's car brand at the top of the list, with Volvo having a solid growth of 17.1% so far this year. BMW ranks second, and also, unsurprisingly, given the prevalence of alternative fuel vehicles, we see Toyota take up the last place on the podium.
Now, while Norway may have a relatively small fleet market, it is certainly a very interesting one. The medium SUV segment share is the highest across the whole of Europe, with around 15% of all company cars belonging to it. Mitsubishi Outlander, Volvo XC60 and Toyota RAV4 make up the podium models. And interesting to note is the fact that 96% of the Outlander, 94% of the XC60 and 99% of the RAV4 are hybrid engine versions. Also, when we look into the large SUV segment, we find a similar effect when it comes to powertrain choice. Top 3 models are Volvo XC90, BMW X5 and Tesla Model X, but 95% of the XC90 are hybrid, 97% of the X5 hybrid again, and obviously 100% of the Model X fully electric. Perhaps unsurprisingly, given that Norway really is the European leader when it comes to the share of alternative fueled cars in their car park.
Yeah, hey Mike, remind me, if we ever work on the introduction of an SUV into the Norwegian market, we include the name X in the name and make sure that it's alternatively fueled. Great to see such a green fleet share. So, as we're talking about fuel types, it might be a good idea to share some insight on just how the Norwegian market is structured. Well, we know that they're leaders in the uptake of alternative fuels, but what is the split? Well, in the private market, 47% is electric, 20% is petrol, 19% is hybrid, and just 14% is diesel.
Wondering about true fleets?
Yeah.
Well, 36% is hybrid, 27% is petrol, 22% only is diesel, and 15% is electric. Now, we would be neglecting our duties if we would not mention the elephant in the room. Yeah, right. WLTP has also hit the Norwegian market, and we will take you to some September figures now.
Right, so as of the 1st of September, all newly registered vehicles must be compliant with the WLTP regulations, and this has had effect on lots of the market players. Some appear to have been slightly more prepared than others, while others didn't seem to be worried at all. The private market, we saw a drop in registration of 15.4%, with Volkswagen, Ford, Mercedes and Skoda all contracting by over 60%. The top three though all produced pluses. The Hyundai in third grew by 181%, Nissan in second by 351%, and the number one OEM 12.7%. And they were the ones certainly not worried about WLTP. Why? Because they are Tesla. And they out-registered the second place Nissan by 2-1.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing,
yeah.
Absolutely. But back to fleet once again. In total, they were down by minus 25.3% for September, but two OEMs bucked the trend. Nissan jumped inside the top 10 into fourth place with a plus 90.7% thanks to the Leaf. Volvo took top place from VW and improved by 11.6% thanks mostly to the XC60 and the XC40. And this brings us nicely into our final insight surrounding SUVs. Whether it's just a random anomaly or something else, when we cross-checked the SUV vehicle segments, we were quite surprised that each of the segments, SUV, small, compact, medium and large, had a different fuel type with the highest share. Small SUVs were dominated by petrol engines. For compacts, it was diesel. Medium SUVs were mostly hybrids, while for the large SUVs, it was electric. However, looking at the numbers, it would not be long before either the small or compact hybrid SUVs garner enough share to overtake their fossil fuel counterparts.
Yeah, definitely an interesting market. And while Norway continues to lead that way in terms of alternative fuel uptake, it's certainly going to be one to monitor for both trends and insights. Well, that's it from us. Ha det!
Pjorjansin.